in the West, especially in the Netherlands, and I don't know, of course, how it is in other countries, but most of the countries where I have been and we've talked about this topic, I see this the same pattern. Islam is almost out of history books. And that's very strange, of course, because when you look at the Renaissance, for example, that started in Europe because of Islam. And the funny thing is, and just like an anecdote, but it reflects a little bit of what I want to say, is about the history of the Netherlands. And the Netherlands when I look at my old party, the Freedom Party always said Islam is like, it's alien to our culture. It has nothing to do with the Netherlands. Islam is out. It's something strange. It has to be gone, etc. And that's a message that gets repeated all the time, all the time. So Islam is aliens. It has nothing to do with us. But the funny thing is that when you look at the history of the Netherlands, especially the Netherlands, there is this like DNA string of Islam in our history. And then I'm not talking about Renaissance, but very specifically the Netherlands, because in the year 1588, the Netherlands wanted to become independent. We used to be a colony of Spain. It's still in our national anthem. If someone looked at football yesterday, you could hear them sing, "We bring honor to the King of Spain, and we are of German blood." So we sing, we are from Germany, and we bring honor to the King of Spain, but we're a separate country. So that's kind of strange, but we used to be a colony of Spain. But in the year 1588, William of Orange, let's say our founding father, said, "I don't want to be part of the Spanish Empire anymore. I want to be an independent country where we have freedom of religion," because he, in secret, became a Protestant and he was no Catholic anymore. And Philip II, the king back then of Spain, said, "That's impossible. You're still a Catholic. Everybody's Catholic. If you're not a Catholic, you will die." And he said, okay, and he said nothing about it. And then in the first 2-3 years, he said, okay, they called him William the Silent because he didn't spoke out. But in the end, he said, well, I cannot be silent anymore. I have to be who I am, and I wanted to be a Protestant, and people who want to be Protestant here can be Protestant as well. But of course, Philip II, the King of Spain, said, then there is this war, because you will all die if you're not submitting to the King of Spain and to our empire, and in our empire everybody is Catholic. So this fight started, took about 80 years, and we were losing big time. Everybody got killed, and the Spanish was, it's like the Spanish Empire back then was like the USA, and we were just ourselves. So it was, you couldn't fight it. It was not a real match. But William of Orange said, well, who is the enemy of my enemy? And he said, well, the enemy of my enemy is the Sultan, and that's my friend, is the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. So he said, can you help us? And the Ottoman Empire, the Sultan said, who are you? I don't know. So he started explaining, well, we're this little country, etc., and we're here. And he said, okay, what's in it for us? And then he started explaining, we're a little different than Catholics. So we have a religion that looks a little bit more like your religion because we don't have this statue abiding, etc. But it's not so interesting for you, perhaps. So when you, with your ships, go from the Ottoman Empire and you cross the sea, like it's Spain, then you're in hostile territory because everybody hates you. The Spanish hate you, the Portuguese hate you, the English, the French, and we, because we're part of Spain. And he said, well, if we are an independent country, you have this safe haven. So he said, well, perhaps that's interesting. So he said, well, I'll give you money and I'll give you weapons. And in the end, because of the weapons and because of the money that the Ottoman Empire gave to the Netherlands, we could fight the Spanish and became independent. So our independency of Spanish we thank to the Ottoman Empire. And it's funny because it's not mentioned in our history book, not at all. But if you walk through certain cities in the Netherlands, you see statues of let's say European guys, Dutch guys, wearing like a vest with a half moon on it. And then everybody thinks, well, it was because it was night or something. No, it was because it reflects the help of the Ottoman Empire. We even had ships that were called the Half Moon. And there was this slogan, they said, I'd rather be Turkish than Papish. And when you translate it into normal day English, they say, I'd rather be a Muslim than a Catholic. So that's really at the heart of who the Netherlands was. So our country was founded because we were looking for freedom of religion based on the Islamic thought of freedom of religion, and we got there by the help of the Ottoman Empire. But it's not in our history, and everybody keeps repeating, well, Islam has nothing to do with us. Yeah, perhaps when you're from Norway, but when you're from the Netherlands, you have this Islamic string in your history. So.